What if I told you that making one simple change to your daily routine could save you over 1,000 a year and reduce your environmental impact? You might think it's something drastic like giving up your favorite coffee or switching to a vegan diet, but it's actually much simpler than that. The key is to adopt a mindful consumption approach to your daily life. You see, mindful consumption is all about being more intentional and aware of your purchasing decisions. It's about buying only what you need, using what you buy, and avoiding waste. By making a few simple changes, you can save money, reduce your carbon footprint, and live a more sustainable lifestyle. So, let's dive in and explore what mindful consumption is all about. One of the main principles of mindful consumption is to avoid impulse buying. We've all been there. You're out shopping, and you see something that catches your eye. And before you know it, you're handing over your credit card. But research shows that 50 of purchases made on impulse are never even used. That's a lot of wasted money and resources. To avoid impulse buying, try making a shopping list before you head out and stick to it. Another key aspect of mindful consumption is to buy in bulk, only what you really need. Buying things in bulk might seem like a great way to save money, but if you end up with a bunch of stuff you don't use, it's not worth it. Consider the 503,020 rule. 50 of your food, 30 of your household items, and 20 of your personal care products. Don't buy more than you need, and make sure you have space to store whatever you do buy. Now, let's talk about the 30-day rule. This is a simple trick where you wait 30 days before buying something non-essential. It's amazing how often we see something we think we need, and then forget about it after a few days. By waiting 30 days, you can determine if the item is something you really need or just an impulsive want. In addition to avoiding impulse buying and buying in bulk, mindful consumption also involves being more mindful of the products you buy. Consider the packaging. Is it recyclable? Is it minimal? Some companies are now using biodegradable packaging, which is a game changer. Look for products with minimal packaging and try to avoid single-use plastics. Another important aspect of mindful consumption is to repair and repurpose items instead of throwing them away. We're living in a world where fast fashion and fast consumerism are the norm, but this can lead to a lot of waste. Instead of throwing away broken items, try to repair them or repurpose them. You can find tutorials online for fixing anything from a broken chair to a torn shirt. Let's talk about the impact of mindful consumption on the environment. The production, transportation, and disposal of consumer goods contribute to greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation, and pollution. By buying less, reducing waste, and choosing sustainable products, we can significantly reduce our carbon footprint. In fact, if every American household reduced its energy consumption by just 10, we could save over 100 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity per year. Mindful consumption also has a significant impact on our economy. When we buy less, we're not contributing to the demand for cheap, mass-produced goods. This can help reduce the pressure on companies to produce more, which can lead to better working conditions for factory workers and a more sustainable supply chain. Now, let's talk about the benefits of mindful consumption for your wallet. By avoiding impulse buying and buying only what you need, you can save a significant amount of money each year. In fact, according to a study by the National Retail Federation, the average American spends around $1,300 on impulse purchases each year. That's a lot of money that could be spent on something more meaningful. In addition to saving money, mindful consumption can also help you develop a more intentional and purposeful lifestyle. By being more mindful of your purchasing decisions, you can align your spending with your values and priorities. This can lead to a greater sense of fulfillment and happiness. So, how can you start implementing mindful consumption in your daily life? Here are a few simple tips to get you started. Make a shopping list before you head out. Buy in bulk only what you really need. Use the 30-day rule to avoid impulse buying. Be mindful of the products you buy and their packaging, repair and their packaging. Repurpose items instead of throwing them away. Consider the impact of your purchases on the environment and economy. By implementing these simple changes, you can start to make a positive impact on the environment, your wallet, and your lifestyle. Remember, mindful consumption is all about being more intentional and aware of your purchasing decisions. It's not about deprivation or sacrifice, but about living a more sustainable and fulfilling lifestyle. If you're interested in learning more about mindful consumption and how to implement it in your daily life, be sure to check out our next video where we'll be exploring the concept of minimalism and how it can help you live a more intentional and sustainable lifestyle. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.